Hello, and welcome to yet another fun, exciting video of how to use these AI tools. This one today is going to look at something called low rank adaptation in Stable Diffusion. If I felt like editing the video, this is where I put like a cool little intro, like cool everyday AI. But I don't feel like doing that just yet. Maybe if I get more people. Anyway, y'all aren't here for me to ramble about that. What we're going to look at, though, is how to use different styles inside of Stable Diffusion such that you can apply the styles you want to the images to get better outputs than you would otherwise with the base Stable Diffusion 1.5 model. We're also going to look at extending Stable Diffusion just a little bit more. We're looking at 1.5. We're going to look at some of those some more settings in Automatic 1111. So I got SD-Web 180 here and 193. I'm just going to roll with 193 because that is what I tested earlier. I didn't realize it, but that's what I tested earlier. They're more or less identical. There's some bug fixes, there's some optimizations, but otherwise they're identical. Like for the LoRA process specifically. I mentioned LoRA. I'm not saying LARA or LAURA. I'm saying LoRA, Low Rank Adaptation. So for my inquisitive viewers, you could go ahead. I mean, Wikipedia is where I'm going. Here's I think that's probably the seminal paper. Yeah, cited 4,000 times. And there should be a wiki entry here somewhere. Maybe? Really? Wiki? Okay, I'm on my workstation, so it's going to give me a bunch of academic things. Let's see if there should be a wiki page for LoRA here too. So this is the beginning of fine-tuning these models, at least for images. So again, now I got the link there. I'll fire that at the bottom of the video as well. So if you're curious, this is not a video to explain what low rank adaptations do or how they're different than retrieval augmented generation or variable variance autoencoders. We will get through all of that. Like I said, there is a lot to this, and this is just one of the methods out there. But the good news is, as we go through this stuff, a lot of it translates to other models as well. So, like LoRA and RAG, you can use those with text multimodal models as well. So where I was tinkering with this a little bit earlier, we'll go ahead and use the V1.5 pruned EMA there. I was playing with a couple of these models, so we're back to the base Stable Diffusion model. Let's test it. Beagle on a surfboard. I like to use the Euler ancestral algorithm. One primary reason, I think it sounds cool. It's actually pretty fast. It's pretty accurate. It has a good mixture of everything you want. Some of these are better at some things. DPM adaptive I find gives me the best quality, but my God, it takes forever. So we're gonna use Euler ancestral. I like to keep it in a what's that 4:3 aspect ratio, so 800 by 600. I'm gonna leave the CFG scale at 7 right now. We're gonna tinker with that here in a bit. Beagle on a surfboard, everything. So this would be where we left off when we were looking at Stable Diffusion last time. How to get it running, how to use images, how to navigate around with it, how to extend it a little bit. This is clearly a very base if I showed someone in 2010 this image, they'd be like, "Holy crap!" But if I show someone in 2024 this image, they're like, "Oh my God, why is that so awful?" Especially knowing that it was made with AI. So that's the goal here. Is we're trying to now bring this 2-year-old model into the current age of technology, and 2 years is a life age for this type of stuff. So how do we do that? Well, Beagle on surfboard here. That's our image. We're actually not going to do that anymore because we know it works. Is that what we were testing there? There's this button right here that says low rank adaptation. I already have one loaded here, but I want to go through some important stuff real quick. To get it added to Stable Diffusion. So let's just let me delete that, and we'll start fresh here because again, you're going to encounter some pitfalls here. So the LoRAs go in this LoRA folder under your root folder, models, and then LoRA. So perfection style SD15 safe tensors. I'm going to delete that. So we're going to come back to that in a second. Okay. I think I already closed the tab here, but perfection. Whoa, helps if I type in the right window. Perfection, and there it is right there. That's the file I was looking at. So couple things about this. So I keep saying LoRA and how to augment Stable Diffusion 1.5 to make it look better, which is the whole point of this video. Civit AI. I truly do not know how to say this website's name because I've never actually had to say it out loud. I guess it's Civit AI. I don't know. Either way, it's a really cool website. It's up there with Hugging Face in terms of hosting models and where to get stuff to extend stuff. So that's where we're at right now. I'm logged in through GitHub. Takes like 10 seconds. You make a quick profile saying, do you want to see not safe for work stuff or not, etc. I disabled all that because, again, I'm trying to get monetized by YouTube before they even like, no, we're not going to demonetize. Like, just, we don't have to demonetize him because he's not monetized. So this is a website. How to navigate it. So you have models, images, videos, and if you click here, there's all kinds of stuff you can download here. We are barely scratching the surface of what we can do with Stable Diffusion, even here. Character, style, celebrity, concept, clothing, base model, poses, backgrounds, tools, building, vehicle, objects, animals. Y'all can read. All right, so how to navigate around here. So over here on filters, I have it set for what's new today, what has the most downloads for today. Let's go ahead and extend it to this month. What has the most downloads for this month? We're looking for specifically for low rank adaptations. I mentioned some of these other things here, like variable autoencoders, checkpoints. I will do videos on every single one of these and their advantages and disadvantages. Right now, though, I just want everybody to get familiar with how to use this stuff. So that's why we're looking at low rank adaptation. We're using Stable Diffusion 1.5. A couple of these other models we're going to play with here. Stable Diffusion XL 1.0. We're going to do that here in a few minutes in this video, actually. And then Stable Diffusion 3. If Stability AI would ever release the weights. So Stable Diffusion 3 is out right now, but they just haven't released the weights for whatever reason. So that's, I digress. So anyway, Stable Diffusion 3. My computer just yelled at me about something. Hopefully that, whatever. All right, so those are the filters. You also notice a ton of like anime type stuff, ton of like overly sexualized stuff here. There's one for feet right there. I use this to find this cool looking stuff for realistic photography to make my photos look more interesting. Again, I'm not a creative person by any stretch of the imagination. This is just like my brain's like, oh, I can use math to make things look better, which is what we're doing here. So I already had this one loaded up over here. So I think this is identical. Yeah, it's the exact same website here. We're going to get to this one in a second. I'm very excited about this one. But right now, detailed perfection, style, XL, hands, feet, face, body, all in one. Reason I'm on this one is when you go to download one of these, think of it like augmenting Stable Diffusion to make it work better. That is what we're doing here. This one, it's built around the model called Perfection 1.0. I'm not using Perfection 1.0. I'm using Stable Diffusion 1.5. So we have to make sure we download it for Stable Diffusion 1.5. If you download the Perfection one, it's not going to work with Stable Diffusion 1.5. You need to download the Perfection model, which easy enough. It's just an extra step here. So instead, I'm just going to download this one, and I already have it downloaded. You click the download button. It'll give me like another copy right there. Okay, yay. I'm going to cancel it. Excuse me. Sorry about that. All right, so other thing here, and I believe my talking head is in the way because my video crashed last time, so I'm having to re-record this. So, yeah, I know my talking head's in the way here. So over here, if we want to regenerate this exact image, we have everything we need. We have the prompt, we have the model they used, we have the LoRA they used, we have the seed value, we have the algorithm, we have everything we need. I can't replicate this exact image because I don't feel like downloading the Perfection model. But I think I did download, no, I downloaded an SDXL. So, you know, actually, I think I have the Cyber Realistic one too. So let me see what I'll download real quick. I did, actually. Okay. We might be able to replicate this then, but I'm still going to run on Stable Diffusion 1.5 first. So we downloaded this. That is the Cyber, let's see, show all downloads. Excuse me, got a frog going on here, not like Warcraft Pandaria remix. That's a whole other, if any of y'all play Warcraft, I digress. Perfection style 1.5 safe tensors. That's the file that I deleted from my folder. So we're going to go back to the downloads here, downloads, and we want perfection. This is the one for the perfection model itself, and this is the one for Stable Diffusion. Let me just show you what happens when you grab the wrong one. This one is not meant for Stable Diffusion 1.5. I'm going to throw it in. Okay, also root folder, there's where all my Stable Diffusion stuff is. Models, LoRA. And I'm going to paste it right there. Take a couple seconds. It's kind of a large file, like a gigabyte or so. Let that copy. And we'll go back over here, maximize this so we can see everything going on. All right, so I'm under my LoRA tab right here. Nothing's showing up. Well, actually, sorry, I forgot to, like, if we refresh this where I deleted the good one and added the bad one. I have a file there, right? File is there, but it's not showing up because I put the wrong one there. So we're going to delete the wrong one because we don't need that. All right. And then we're going to go back here and grab SD15 perfection style and throw that under LoRA. All right. There it goes. Go back to our user interface here. All right. Now we have the base model still loaded here. And then under Low Rank Adaptation, we'll refresh it. And there it is. And we can see how it generated that right there. Perfection style SD 1.5 1. All right. That's how you can invoke these augmentations, for lack of augmentation is not the correct word, but this is how you can make Stable Diffusion better, is by downloading these LoRAs, these checkpoints, and then you can invoke them using these little brackets right here. So you can use parentheses to put focus on something like a beagle riding a surfboard. So it's going to focus heavily on the beagle, not so much on the surfboard, and then it's going to try to add, I guess, five human fingers to it. Let's see what this does. Did not in any way mean for this to run with it. Yeah, that's just not great. So let's grab a prompt that should work with this. So let's go back here. We'll just grab this prompt right here. So if you click, oh, sorry, my talking head is in the way there. So if you grab that right there, that icon, there's a special name for those that I cannot remember. That'll copy it to your clipboard there. So we got that huge prompt right there, right? And make sure my talking head's not in the way here. It's kind of in the way, but we'll get that negative prompt. Sorry, I'm looking at way too many windows. And I know that's not good television. All right, we got the negative prompt. We'll go back here. And again, that's a big prompt, by the way. But we'll run it, see what it does. It should generate an image that looks similar to this image right here. But again, I'm not using the cyber realistic model, so it's not going to be great. And we're getting the double head thing already. But still, I mean, it's better than the base model. So a couple notes here about syntax. Cinematic film still of, and there's the LoRA being invoked right there. And it's adding a 0.6 weight to it, right? So what that means is it's telling it, use a little bit more of the LoRA to override the cinematic film still keyword. So it's going to use 0.4 from the EMA pruned model and 0.6 from the LoRA model. Same thing here, 0.1 from the hands. Actually don't have that downloaded, so that's not going to work at all. I don't think. Hand V3 SD15, yeah, I don't have that, so that's going to screw things up. And then the rest of this is just a huge prompt right there. You can tinker with the prompts all you want. I'm bad at what they call prompt engineering because I just use neural pathways instead. That's a whole other thing. Come take my classes, I'll explain it. Again, these images ain't great, so we're gonna load up the cyber realistic model next. Okay, that one's pretty good. Yeah. Again, you can definitely tell it's synthetic in some way, and synthetic in 2024 means it was generated with Stable Diffusion or a diffusion model. So next thing we're going to do then, we did download that cyber realistic model. So if we want to get images that do look like this in full, it'll tell me, let me move my talking head out of the way here, or move my screen so you can see what I'm looking at here. Down here, cyber realistic, if I click on that, we're going to open that up, and here is that model. All kinds of different versions of it too. I think I downloaded the V4.1 back to basics. Yeah, V4.1 back to basics, and I guess the 4.2 as well. I'll use the 4.1 right now. So this is another new thing for these videos. How do you add a new base model? Because we haven't done that yet either. So let's go back to Stable Diffusion here. Wait, what am I doing? You don't do it here. We go to our downloads. So downloads here, we have Cyber Realistic Back to Basics, and we have the 4.2 Safe Tensors. And I also downloaded SDXL Base 1.0. I'm going to transfer all three of these over to my Stable Diffusion model folder. So right here, so D drive, SD web, models. These do not go in LoRA. These are full-blown models. They go in the Stable Diffusion folder. I copied SDXL, so take a hot second here. We'll let that do its thing. Hopefully that'll stay there. While that runs, then the other one that I haven't talked about yet is this Lisa Frank one here. The reason we have SDXL is because I want to do the Lisa Frank thing before I end this video. So that's what I want to end the video on. So let's tinker with this prompt a little bit longer while that copies. So I'm gonna drop this perfection style right there. And we are going to a perfect photo of a woman with blood on her hands and a fire in the background. One girl, solo, long hair. This one girl thing right here. Sorry for my friends that are chronically online. That doesn't refer to what you think it refers to. It tells the model that one individual, feminine characteristics. Solo, long hair, looking at viewer, blue eyes, blonde hair, all this fun stuff right here. So yeah, there's a lot to parse out here. I'm just going to drop a lot of this, though, because, I mean, it just feels excessive. We'll just do looking at viewer, and let's see what that generates while that copies. So get a feel for how this LoRA plays. Can't promise any good. Okay, that actually looks pretty cool. It's not great. I mean, clearly it's still not great, but it looks cool. So because... yeah, notice how the image is kind of shifting towards like the fire and not the woman. And because I want to get a good portrait going here. So let's do this. I'm going to wrap photo of a woman in these parentheses right here. And that tells the model to focus on those specific keywords first before it diffuses anything else. So, okay, that's still not great. Do one more here. This is sort of like a slot machine. One more level. And maybe that negative prompt is just so strong. Yeah, those aren't great. Let's go back to the full prompt here. Okay, everything copied. So that was just me vamping for a second. All right, so we copied everything there, but if you click on this, notice how nothing is updated yet. You gotta click this little refresh button, and now you'll have access to several new models here. I think we said it was, I forget which one it was. We'll use the 4.1 back to basics. Now we should be able to get a very similar looking image than just the base Stable Diffusion model. So it was this one right here that we're playing with. I didn't copy the seed value, but everything else should be more or less identical. Erased a couple things, but yeah, so there it goes. So you see the difference that changing the base model makes as well. So actually that looks really cool. So we'll generate a couple of those. You get the idea. That's using that LoRA plus the new base model. So we are going to get rid of all references to the LoRA because that's what's doing this high detail stuff right here. Make sure this is actually showing up on. Okay, cool. So let's just drop that LoRA detail right there. It's still going to be good because this model is different. I mean, it's built on Stable Diffusion, but they've fine-tuned it for photorealism. So honestly, that looks a little better without the LoRA. So you get the idea, I think. Let me add all the terms back there now that we have everything and see what that gives us. And I will also grab the image generation parameters to see if we can copy it identically now. Not making any promises there, but, you know, we'll see what happens. Oh, that does look better. Okay. It was under, I think, this one right here. So full prompts, guidance is 435, DPM 3 million. Let's grab that seed value. Sorry, I know my talking head's in the way. So all those parameters were at the bottom of the Civat AI that website. So it was DPM 3 million parameter. Guidance was 4, steps was 35, and the seed value. So here is the image we're trying to replicate here, and also where I got those numbers from. So all this stuff down here, that'll, if you have all the stuff downloaded, it'll let you replicate that image. So we'll see if we get this image back in Stable Diffusion. No, we didn't get it. I'm missing something. Oh, it's the image size. I don't. What size is that? Does it say what size it is? It's a square. I bet it's 1024 by 1024. Let's see what that does. So image size also does affect the actual content of the image, even if you're using a static seed value like that. I'll just show you here once it generates. I'm hoping this graphics card shouldn't have too much of a problem. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, okay, yeah. So you see how we're getting the exact image now. So again, I think this stuff's pretty cool. So that is how you can begin to start using these LoRAs on top of your other models. So I downloaded another model here, Stable Diffusion XL base. Let me make sure. Hold on. There's that image. So that's the one we just generated. And then over here, so she has a little bit more. So yeah, see how it has fine detail there? I'm missing something else. Not quite sure what I'm missing. I had the LoRA enabled, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, mine looks different. LoRA, right? Perfection style, SD155. Detailed style. I wonder if that's what's causing it to go weird. Let's see what that does. And then we'll switch over to the Lisa Frank model, because I know the Lisa Frank one will work. So I just realized my talking head is in the way of, well, y'all can't see as it's generating. I should fix that on the, I'm not going to fix it on this one. I'll fix it on the next one. Give this a hot second here to generate. I should probably just keep talking while it generates, because that who wants to just stare at a, nothing happening. Okay, yeah. So that added the freckles that time. So yeah, I just wasn't invoking it right. Sorry about that. All right, let's reset our environment here. Not reset, but let's go back to like 600 by 800. I'm going to go to Euler, set my CFG to 7, sampling to 20. All right, I got that Lisa Frank model, and I got SDXL. So Lisa Frank style. This is what we're gunning for here. Next video, I'm going to take some images myself. We're going to make myself into the style of Lisa Frank. Now, that said, there's probably some copyright concerns here that I am not thinking about. Or again, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not entirely sure like if we're violating copyright here, but it's available on Savat AI, and I'm gonna use it. And the underlying idea here is for educational purposes more than anything, here's how I can use a LoRA to do some cool stuff with Stable Diffusion. So Lisa Frank XL, I know this one is not going to work with Stable Diffusion 1.5. So I'm going to guess where it says XL, base model, Stable Diffusion, XL 1.0. So I already have that downloaded. Because I already have downloaded, I'm going to do one thing here. To get the Stable Diffusion XL model, it's very easy. You go to Hugging Face, Stable Diffusion XL base. Again, link in the bottom of the video. Hopefully YouTube will let links work on my videos. Don't know why. I mean, I get it. I'm still an unknown person. I prefer to stay that way. Anyway, sorry. I'm not gonna go crazy in conspiracy theory on y'all yet. Maybe this ain't the YouTube channel for that. I'll make another one for the crazy conspiracy theories. Maybe I don't know. I just troll people. Anyway, I digress. SDXL base 1.0 safe tensors, 6.9 gig. It's about 7 gigabytes. So notice it's about double the size of the not quite double, but 4 gigs versus 7 gigs. It's way larger than the 1.5 base model. So I already copied it over. Right? That's what we just did. So D drive, SD web, models, Stable Diffusion, and then right there we have SDXL base 1.0. Other thing we got to do then, go back to downloads. I already downloaded the Lisa Frank model. So that one goes in LoRA, not base models. So go back here, See, Stable Diffusion, go back to models, LoRA, and paste that one. Okay, now assuming this is done correctly, say I have not tested this one, so we might be in for some chops here. Yeah, notice how even though the Lisa Frank file is there, it's not showing up on the cyber realistic checkpoint. I doubt it will show up on the one. By the way, that's how you switch models. I think I said it earlier, but reiterating, that's what I just did. I switched from cyber realistic to 1.5 pruned only. So, and we'll refresh that here. Still no Lisa Frank, right? Need the SDXL 1.0, which this might, I'm going to need to fire up my resource monitor on this one because my 4090s aren't happy about this type of model. And this computer ain't as good as the 4090 computers. So we're going to keep an eye on that too. And hey, maybe it'll crash. I don't know. All right, model is loaded. We're using a fair chunk of GPU memory there. Okay, reload it one more time here. Lisa Frank XL. Notice how that is now loaded, and we don't have the perfection anymore. So I'm going to close out a couple of these here. Cyber realistic. Close out that. We don't need any of this stuff. All right, so I like this. This is a cool looking dog right here. They're using Lisa Frank XL and Real Viz XL version 4.0. I don't feel like doing that. But what I am going to try to do here, and again, move my window back so y'all can see where I'm grabbing the parameters here. That is the prompt they're using. They're using Euler Ancestral, 35 steps, 7 guidance. So they didn't really modify this like at all. So SDXL base is loaded. The LoRA is there. Notice we don't have to load it. We just have to invoke it. Let's do this. Yeah, let's do this twice. I'm going to do it without the LoRA and then with the LoRA. So let's go back to generation here. And hopefully this doesn't kill my computer. There is a good chance that it will kill my computer. Oh, no, there it goes. Okay, cool. Yay. Okay. Tensor with not a numbers was produced. Okay. Let's not worry about that. It made the image. That's all we care about. Okay. So what was the seed value down there? So that's pretty cool. We're going to grab that seed value. So now, oh, it's locked in. Never mind. So we got that copied and pasted. I am now going to just add the LoRA to it, and we will see if that makes it look any better. So we'll open that image right there. There's our first one. And keeping on our generation parameters here. Hopefully we didn't kill the computer. There's always a chance we're going to kill the computer. Always. Oh, wow. So you can see the effect the LoRA has on the image right there. So let's see here. There is the original without the LoRA. See how it still has that very strong, like saturated, like AI-ness to it. And over here, this feels like something straight out of a 90s, like Trapper Keeper. And here's where the copyright stuff comes into play. They straight up trained this on a Lisa Frank art gallery, as you can see right here. So I'm not claiming copyright on any of this. I'm just trying to show you all how to use LoRAs with a famous name. So I think that's interesting. So let's do the one I always like to do, a beagle on a surfboard wearing sunglasses, right? So we're using SDXL base, so this should look like a better image of the beagle that we usually see of some kind. Yeah, so beagle on a surfboard wearing sunglasses. Let it generate there. Yeah, okay, not bad, not bad. Now let's add that LoRA to it though. Bam, Lisa Frank using. Basically passing it entirely through the LoRA. Again, I have no idea what this is going to do, but here's our original image. And let's see what... I didn't lock in the seed value. Guess we'll do it again. I mean, you'll get the idea, though. And there it is. Beagle on a surfboard wearing sunglasses. So that is the big difference. That's the difference that LoRAs can make. Is I like to use them to stylize things. You can do all kinds of stuff with this, but stylizing and that kind of stuff seems to be like one of the primary use cases for the low rank adaptation files in Stable Diffusion. All right, let's do a couple more things. We'll call it a day on this. So I'm going to lock in that seed value now. And what I'm going to do is take the value down to 0.5. So we're going to weight it half on SDXL base and half on the Lisa Frank LoRA. And so here is no LoRA at all. Here is passing it entirely through the LoRA. And this one should be somewhere in the middle. Again, I can't make any promises because neural nets are a black box, but you can absolutely see the like what it's trying to do there. So that's some stuff you can some stuff. I should probably edit this stuff, but I'm just going to upload this as is. So that is some of the things you can do with low rank adaptation and stable diffusion. I want to I'm gonna generate like one more image just for like we're gonna generate a couple images actually just for the crazy like someone told me if I do a custom thumbnail on the videos that it increases engagement or something, the algorithm, I don't know. Underlying idea, again, 500 subscribers so I can monetize this thing. So again, I mean, I'm gonna use the videos anyway in my classes, but figure, you know, I'm doing this on my own. It's summertime right now. It'd be cool if y'all would like mash that like and subscribe button. Be pretty cool of y'all. And I think notifications also do something about engagement. I can't keep up. Like I said, I'm just trying to make a couple extra bucks, man. I want to buy a C8 Corvette. I want to buy a Porsche GT3. Like, you know, I'm fancy and I'm poor. So those two don't go together real well. Let's take a look at some of these images it's generating here. So here's everything we've made today so far, or everything we've made today. We're generating some fun beagle images here, and you can see how like we're using 0.8 on Lisa Frank with the other my brain just went blank. We're using 0.8 Lisa Frank, 0.2 on SDXL, but SDXL is doing a pretty good job generating these. Like that might be the thumbnail right there. So I like it. That seems like a good stopping point. Like I said, if y'all did like it, it does help if you mash that like and subscribe button, as much as it kills my soul to say that. We'll pick up next time. We are going to use ControlNet. We're going to bind it with a Lisa Frank LoRA, and we are going to take my images and make me look like a Lisa Frank photo. So there's your serial positioning effect to get you hooked for the next video. So I'll see you all. Hopefully I'll get that uploaded Thursday, maybe Friday. We'll see where life takes me, but I'll see y'all next time. Later, taters.